As they say, the more things change, the more they remain the same. So in this case, having an additional source of income will always be essential. It will always be a thing that someone needs to do. So are you that person that needs an additional source of income, and you're not sure how it is that you can do that, what to do, how to get there? Well, if it is that you want to find out how you can have an additional source of income, please do stick around and I'll tell you how. Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Hyacinth Crystal. If you're new here, do welcome. I do appreciate you joining me. Remember to like this video, to share it, comment below or what you think about the video. Ask any questions that you may have. Subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for joining me. And I do appreciate. So you may be wondering, what is this source of income, right, that Hyacinth is talking about? Just a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. If it is that you need financial advice, please go to your broker or a licensed financial advisor, okay? This is just me sharing some information with you. Well, it's dividends. Dividends is what I'm talking about. It is, and it can be an actual vital additional source of income. So your 9 to 5 that you have, or any other ways that you have of making money, of bringing money into your home, having dividend payments is another viable option. And you may be wondering, how so? But before we get into all that, let's just get into the basics. So first things first, what are dividends? So dividends are payments made by a company to its shareholders. So it's usually in cash, right? Or additional share, but mainly cash. So it's when companies share the profits with the shareholders. So you would have initial public offerings, IPOs, new companies that are being listed on the stock exchange. They provide you with all your information of why is it that you should go ahead and purchase their stock, right? And you purchase their share. And then if it is that you're successful in receiving all the shares that you requested to buy, or you may receive part. So you can receive all of your requests, or you may receive part, depending on the whole allocation and how many persons applied and all of that, right? So that's one way. And companies may offer additional public offering, maybe meaning they're already listed on the stock exchange, but they're offering more new shares, right? And they have stock split. But we're not really getting into the whole matter of shares, right? We're talking about dividends. So the basics you need to know. So now that we establish what exactly is a stock, right, which is payments made by a company to its shareholders. So you're a shareholder when you own shares, when you own stock in that company, right? Clear? So the whole thing, buying shares, how to buy. If you need me to go over I think I have a video on my channel about that. I think so. I think I do have a video of what is stock and all of that, and the buying process and all of that. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, right? So how is it that you can turn your dividend payments into a consistent stream of income, right? So one of the most straightforward ways to generate income from dividends is to build a diversified portfolio, meaning you look for companies with a history of paying consistent and growing dividends. So it might include well-established companies such as like utilities, consumer products, and healthcare. So you want to go in that sector. So you want to first building a diversified portfolio is not just having a stock from, say, the manufacturing sector. You need to have something from the banking sector. You need to have something from, what else? I said banking, food, consumer goods, healthcare, if it's offered in your country. Jamaica have a very good stock market. We've been doing well for a few years. So when you purchase the stock, right, so you have the stock, but you need to do your research. One way I do it is to buy stocks from companies that I consume the products. I am a user of the product. For instance, Fesco, right, the gas provider company. They provide, we recently are going into cooking gas, and they provide petrol vehicles, right? So I like the company based on what I've read, and so I bought into it based on what I've read. I bought into it, so I own a part of Fesco, and since owning a part of Fesco, I've only been to Fesco gas stations. Purchase gas from Fesco gas station. If I'm purchasing from anywhere else, it's because I don't have a choice and I'm not filling up my tank there. I'm buying a little bit, they can take me to Fesco so I can do my full tank of gas, right? So that's just me. So you need to really buy into products that you consume, from any sector. So diversify your portfolio, right? Meaning having not just one stock from one company or one sector, but you need from different companies, different across different sectors that you're a consumer of. When companies do well, right? When they do well and they make profits from you consuming the products, they can go ahead now and pay you dividends. So you need to research, do your research on all these companies before you go and see their history before you buy into it. If they're not a new company, really, buy into, see how they've paid dividends over the years, see how they are doing, see how often they pay dividends as well. So some companies may pay dividends once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year. It depends. And then you can look into that and say, okay. You look into that over 5-year period, 5 to 10-year period, around there, and see how they perform. And you can do some calculations. So if it is that you say, okay, I want to make $100,000 for the year from dividends, just saying, right? So you would calculate that. So you know that, say you own 1,000, right? 1,000 units of Grace Kennedy, and say Grace Kennedy will be paying. When you do your calculations, your research and your calculation, you realize that the average amount they pay on stock is $1. You would multiply now 1,000 times $1. So you would know that you're getting back, you'll be receiving $1,000, right? And then the government is going to take out your tax out of that, so you have what is left, and that is your, that is your dividend payment. So if you say, okay, then $1,000, you say that's not enough. So you're going to now do some calculation and say, how much money is it that I would need? How much more stocks, would I need to meet the target? So if you say, okay, I want to get 30,000 from Grace Kennedy, right? When they pay out dividends, I want to receive from them $30,000. So you're not going to calculate and say, okay, I need to know how much stock should I purchase to ensure that when dividends is paid out, I receive $30,000. When you receive that dividend, right? One way is to reinvest it back into the dividend by buying more stocks from the same company or from another company, right? So instead of taking the cash to use on your bills or anywhere else, or using all of it, you can use some of it, reinvest it, and use that money to purchase additional stocks in the same company as I said, or a different company. It is your choice, or you can spend the cash, right? If you will need, because this is an additional source of income to help you with all the obligations that you need to meet. Having more stocks mean that you get more in dividend payments, right? So as I said before, you have $1,000 for Grace Kennedy, you have 1,000 shares from Grace Kennedy, and the dividend payments for that year, or however they pay out their dividends, is $1 at that time. So that's you receiving, but it would be less than $1,000, because 1,000 times 1 is the same thing, 1,000. But then the government is going to take out their tax, so it's going to be less than $1,000, but you get the idea. And then, so that's all you receive. But what if you had 30,000 shares from Grace Kennedy? It will be 30,000 times 1. That will be your dividend payments, $30,000. If it is $1, if you're paying 50 cents, right, you will receive a dividend payment of what? $30,000 times 50 times 50 cents, right? Which would be what? $15,000. So if you have 30,000 shares with Grace Kennedy and they're paying out 50 cents per share for the dividends, it will be 30,000, your 30,000 units times the 50 cents, which is $15,000. That's $15,000 you're receiving right there. So that's, see, you have more stocks, you have more money. So if it is that, let's work it out the other way, because even though I said $1,000 at $1, it would be $1,000 times 50 cents, which is $500. All you will receive, which will be less than $500 after the government take out the taxes. So you understand where I'm going. The more stocks you have, the more dividend, the more your dividend payments will be. So say I want to make $30,000 in stocks. So how much stocks? Well, it's a case of how much you would need to. So if it's that they're consistently paying, say, $1, right? Say $1 to make it simpler for you, $1. So you know that on average they make a payment of $1 per share, right? Per share for dividends. And you want to know how it is that you can receive $30,000 in dividend payments from the stock. You want to know how much it is that you need to spend. Remember, the stock price is $50, right? And you want $30,000 in dividend payments. How is that going to work? From my understanding, from my calculations, you would need to spend at least 1.5 million Jamaican dollars to get 30,000 shares, because it works out at $1. So the average is they pay $1 per dividend, and you want to receive from them $30,000, per, for dividend payments. So it's a case of 30,000 times 50. That's 1.5 million Jamaican dollars. So you now need to spend 1.5 million or more and purchase 30,000 units of shares for you to receive a good amount of payment, dividend payment from the stock. If the price is lower, it will be the same thing, same calculations, however you work it out, so it is like that. And yes, you just have to work it out, see what works for you, see how best it is doing, find other companies. That's why it's good to pay attention to the market and see when the price has fallen, so you can take advantage of that and spend less. So say for instance the price dropped, something happened and the price dropped to $10 how much you need to spend. So it will be a case of 30,000 times 10. 300,000. You just need to spend $300,000. You know, and that's what you need to spend on those stocks. So 300,000 divided by 10 is 30,000, right? You just need to do your calculations and work it out. Let me know in the comments below if you need further explanation on this calculation or you're not understanding clearly. Let me know. If your goal is to generate more income, as I'm sure that is what this video is about, of course, so you need to add high yielding dividend stocks. So you need to look at those companies that pay great dividends. And if you're the person who is not just buying stocks or buying stocks sake, and you're buying stocks because of the whole idea of you consuming the products. So some people, like for me, Carreras is, they make the cigarettes, right? So they're distributors for the cigarettes. Or the manufacturer, somewhere around there. But say I don't smoke, right? So you will never get me buying stocks from them because I am not a smoker. You understand? So even though they pay great dividends, I will never purchase stock from them because I'm not a smoker. Right? Along those lines. So some persons, they don't care. They don't care about all that. They just want to know that the company pay good dividends, and me, I'm going to just buy some stocks in there because it's been just pay great dividends and I have a goal to meet, and that's going to get to my goal faster. Alright, so you choose what you wish to do. So choose high yielding dividend paying stocks, but be cautious, do your research and ensure that that high yielding dividend payment stock or company is sustainable and is not a result of an overly risky investment. So you need to, that's why I say you need to do research and see the dividend payment history of each company, so you can have an idea of it's just not a one-time thing because something happened here, something happened there. It's not like that, but it's because it's a good company and persons consume the company not just because something occurred, but because their products mean something to people. Water company, if there's a water company listed, they can't live without, water. It's a need. They know that that is always going to be a good producing stock. So diversification is key, as I've said before. It is key to managing the risk. It's in any investment strategy at all, and you need to spread your investment across the different sectors, as I said before, to avoid relying too heavily on the performance of a single industry. So it helps protect also your stream of income if one sector faces a challenge. So if it is that, as I said, you have the banking sector, financial sector, you have the manufacturing sector, you have all of that, and then you have real estate. So you need to, so if you spend all your money in real estate and real estate market crash, what's going to happen? You're going to lose out. So that's why if you have in real estate, you have in the utility sector, or anything as I said before, if you have it in banking, right? Banking, manufacturing. So if you have it in those three different sectors, you know that, okay, if one goes down, these two are still up. If two goes down, this one is still up. So so your portfolio will always have a leg to stand on. So you also need to review, do your research, review the market, monitor it, monitor the market conditions, see how your companies are doing, see what's going on, review your portfolio regularly and make the necessary adjustments. Okay, do I need to sell these shares? Do I need to buy more shares because they're a good company, but something happened and the price of the stock is down? So the stock price being that low, I can buy more. You understand? So When the price goes up now, the stock value goes up, and then if you choose to resell, you can resell at a higher price than what you purchased it for. So apart from dividend payments, although we're talking about dividend payments, selling stocks is also a way to make additional money. Okay, hope we're clear so far. Leave a comment, let me know if you're not clear, if you're not understanding, you know, and I'll explain it as to you. Ask your question, ask away. Give this video a thumbs up, like the video, share it, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, let me know what you think about the video. Having an additional source of income is a great idea. Yeah, this is one way for you to have an additional source of income, is by dividend payments, and buy from companies that are doing well over time. It's not just a one-off basis, and they pay dividends, and they pay good dividends too. So you look at all their financial information, which is public knowledge. It's there, just read. You know, as I said before, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just sharing information of what I know, you know, helping you out so you can go ahead and seek professional help. So I'm just igniting a fire, food for thought, you know, food for thought. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was informative. I hope you learned something new, and I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you for staying, you know, and I hope you learned something new today. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, remember to do good, and good will always follow you. Do take care. Bye-bye.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of bird.